Hello and welcome to my review of the Master Grade 1/200 scale Wing Gundam TV version. In this part of the video, we'll be going over the box, as well as taking a detailed look at each of the individual parts of the Gundam. Taking a look at the box, you can see there are some fantastic box art with the Master Grade Wing Gundam there with the bust rifle and shield, and the name Wing Gundam written across the side, pretty standard for Master Grades, and the transform mode, the bird mode, down there on the side. Now, taking a look on the side, you can see that it has some fantastic inner frame parts, a very posable neck, the cockpit gimmick, and here is the Gundam as it normally is without the wings deployed. And here's a back shot with very colorful wings, two figures, as well as a shield gimmick, which we saw in the anime a lot of times. And here you can see that the wings have a wide range of movement. And on the side, you get a very nice shot of the bird mode just hovering over a Oz base that it's about to destroy. And here is the bird mode, which you can see it looks very fantastic in Master Grade form, as well as how to transform it. And this Wing Gundam can really go aerial with an action base. And here is the model right out of the box. You get a set of fingers, stickers, decals, a figure, a beam saber, and a tray of empty plates. And here it is 4,000 Japanese yen. So over here it should be about $45 if you buy it from an online hobby shop. Here's the manual, which is pretty common for the 2010 releases, but not now in 2012. And as soon as you open it up, you get some very nice information about the Buster rifle, how to reload it, and the wing units. And then you move on to check out the plates, which there are plenty of. And you start the table of contents, then the chest unit, then the arms unit, as well as the head unit. And then going on, have the color splash page with the infamous Buster shot on the first episode when you took out 2 Aries, as well as the Party Night episode and Scenario for Bloodshed. I love that series. And here you can see the bird mode as well as the Wing Gundam just flying forward, pretty standard. Then we have the leg units, which are pretty complex thanks to its transformation gimmick. And moving on, you start to assemble the lower body, then you get onto the awesome wings. And then you finally assemble the entire thing, and you get to build the weapons, and then you have a page and a flip out to transform it into bird mode. Then you have all the pages for the stickers and decals. There are plenty of them, so it might take a while to apply them all. And finally, on the black, you get a very nice clean shot of the Master Grade Wing Gundam. All the individual parts of the Gundam, including the head and chest unit, the 2 arms, the waist unit, the 2 legs, the shield, the bust rifle, the awesome backpack units, as well as a beam saber with 2 beam clear green effect. Starting from the bottom, let's begin with the leg units. As you can see on the bottom of the hook, you have 2 thrusters, some very nice detail, and it can bend down for the transformation or for aerial poses. And it can bend off to the side a lot, pretty impressive. And moving our way up, it can achieve the 180-degree bend no problem with some moving knee parts. Though putting it back might be a bit tough, and you have a movable thruster here for more dynamic effects. And of course, for the transformation, it has a very cool mechanism in which you basically start to slide everything, and it just slides in place, and you bend the toe down, and you have the transformed legs. And when compared to the other leg, you can see it is a bit more scrunched up and more compact. The Gundam, of course, is the waist unit, and as you can see, this Master Grade does a very good job. Though if you are trying to pull this apart, be careful, this part will stay stiff. I didn't want to risk breaking my pieces. Now, as you can see, all the skirt pieces fold up very nicely, and they all have these details inside, very nice, except for the side skirts. And the side skirts do have this mechanism, which allows it to pop up, and in the transformation, it will clip under the armpit of the Gundam, and basically hide the body a lot more. So overall, a very nice waist section. Moving on to the sides, you have the 2 arm units, and they are symmetrical in almost every way, except for the swappable fingers. Now, starting from the top, the shoulder armor can bend up a ridiculous amount thanks to the transformation, and it can slide in and lock into place. It has that nice mark also for the transformation, and it locks back in quite nicely. You have a very nice detail in there that you can use to line, and of course you have the claw, which if you bend forward, you can achieve a good 135, not a quite 180, but with a design like that, I think it's pretty good. And also, you might find that this part starts to crack open, and that is for the transformation for the bird mode. So overall, 2 very nice arms, very nicely detailed, great. Moving down the arms, we have its weapons, which the most infamous and famous one is the Buster Rifle. What you can see here is very massive when compared to the actual arm itself. And of course, it's in this dyed gunmetal color and has a yellow piece right there. You can use some lining for detail. Now, as you can see, this part can crack up, and each of these energy capsules are removable, interchangeable. It's a cool gimmick, but you won't be using it that often, as we didn't really see that in the actual anime. Now, it is very big, and in order to plug it into the arm, there is a hole in the handle, as well as a peg in one of the interchangeable hands, and it just plugs right in, though you might have a difficult time sometimes. To the other arm, of course, is the shield, which is very, very different from any other Gundam shield we've seen before. Now, on the inside, it has a very nice piece of gunmetal, which pokes over into that detail, and of course, it has a very nice mechanism that allows it to be put in the arm and be very secure. And it has this sensor piece, which most would suggest you paint with clear green, but if you're like me, you don't have clear green, it's pretty simple. Just get some regular green, and you can just paint on the inside of the clear piece, and when you look at it, it looks like it does have a clear effect. Now, putting this onto the arm is pretty simple as well, though it might be a bit of a struggle. You just have to clip this into the arm and slide the actual hand into it, and it will have a pretty tight grip, and you can still do all the mobility with the arms. Now, in the anime, whenever a hero who uses up the 3 energy capsules on a Buster Rifle, you'll have to use the Beam Saber, which, as we all know, is stored in the shield, and the Master Way represents that very nicely with this mechanism. As you can see, it does look like as if it's popping out, and the Beam Saber is originally molded in the same gunmetal color as the Buster Rifle and rest of the inner frame. However, I just used a Gundam marker and I painted it over to get more of a gray effect that was in the anime. And you do get 2 clear green Beam Sabers for it, but you only really need 1, and they're a bit curved, so it's very nice looking. And it fits into the manipulators very fine, thanks to these little protruding pieces on the 2 sides that will help lock into the arms. Here we have the chest unit, which looks very nice as always, and of course you have the standard shoulder pullout for the master grades. And here we have very nice gray parts underneath this yellow part, which has slits. And as you can see, it connects into the waist unit with the ball joint and connects into the backpack with the polycap unit. Of course, the cockpit gimmick is a bit more complex than other master grades, as this slides up and this slides down, and if you look very closely, you can see a little Hero Yui. And of course, putting it back is sometimes not an easy task, though you will have to just fiddle around with it, though it does go back into place eventually. Of course, there is a green jewel, but it does look a bit foggy right here because I top coated it and forgot to mask that part. Be careful. Now onto the head, which I think is definitely a great representation of the Wing Gundam head. Of course, when I top coated it, some of the lining began to smear, but you can't really see that unless you look very up close. The earpieces are very well done. The V-fin is very bright yellow, and this jewel has a tick mark on there that you can line. And everything about this head is great, though sometimes when you first build it, it does seem a bit too small. Now finally, let's move on to the Wing Gundam's most important part, the namesake wings. Of course, this is very, very large and nicely detailed, and to start off, it connects into the back with the polycap and a plastic piece here. There are thrusters under here which move independently, though you will want to move them at the same time. And you have some very nice large decals and tiny stickers that make this wing look even more beautiful than before. And it can slide out like that, not anymore, though it will bend up like that thanks to this piece being raised. Now, onto the actual wings itself, you have very nice detail, no stickers, nothing, just pieces. Sorry about my phone. And as it splits, you can see that you get a very, very large range of movement, along with this piece, these pieces still being here, to make it seem like there's not just a giant gap right here. Overall, very nice wings. Thank you for watching this part of my review, where we went over the box, as well as the pieces of the Master Grade Wing Gundam. And please comment, like, and subscribe if you like what you see, and check back next time. And now, a word from our sponsor. Come on, guys. Wing Zero has 0 wings, and you guys call him the main suit for Gundam Wing? Hey, I'm the one with wings. I'm indestructible. I'm the lead. Indestructible, you say? Challenge accepted.